Yes. Well, good evening, members of council, attendees that have logged on using electronic media. Also recognize we have Mr. Snooks in our audience, our public gallery for this evening. And we have our economic manager of economic development, Mr. Mike Ratter, with us. Welcome management and welcome June 29th. We're about ready to close out and go into Canada Day celebrations for the weekend. Beautiful day here in Stephenville, Newfoundland. When I woke up this morning, it was pretty early, around 6 o'clock. I believe it was 20 degrees. But so summer has definitely arrived. So at this time, I would call to order the meeting and ask a member of council to move that we adopt the agenda as circulated.
So moved.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow, second.
Second.
Second, Councillor Myra White, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, approval of the agenda, June 29th, approval of the minutes. Our previous meeting minutes was June 15, 2023. They were circulated by our town clerk. I would ask a member of council that we accept those minutes as circulated.
I so moved.
Okay.
Okay, so moved by Councillor Myra White, second by Councillor Lenny Tiller. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. I seen the Tristan's icon move. Barely heard him, so I think that was a good yay.
Aye.
Aye. We got it. Item number 3, are there any matters arising from those minutes? No matters arising, okay. Proclamations and delegations, nothing for this evening. Okay, we're gonna go into item number 5, committee reports, and I'm gonna turn it over to our trusted Chair of Finance, Councillor Myra.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Finance Committee met on June 27, 2023, and the following items were recommended for council approval. Item number 1, Property Collections Officer Report, that the following be approved as listed. A, property tax write-off in the amount of $385.59. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second by Councillor Laura Aylward. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
B, water and sewer tax adjustment in the amount of $336. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, seconder. Second, Councillor Lenny Tiller. All in favor?
Aye. Item number.
Motion carried.
Item C, remission of tax in the amount of $1,019.85. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councillor Laura Aylward. All in favor?
Aye. Item D.
Motion carried.
Item D, miscellaneous account, a reversed account in the amount of $602.50 due to an error. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councillor Lenny Tiller. Just noted on that one, it doesn't happen very often, but with all accounting software systems and inputs, sometimes errors are made. And it's a good note for all taxpayers to keep an eye on their invoicing that they receive to ensure that they feel they're getting invoiced properly, that they're not being overtaxed or undertaxed or charged a higher rate than a fee that would be scheduled in our adopted budget. So all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item number 2, Stephenville Airport Corporation taxes. Be it resolved that the town of Stephenville, upon the sale of the Stephenville Airport properties, will write off outstanding prorated property and business tax to the date of sale in the fiscal year 2023, and all outstanding interest related to the same for the Stephenville Airport Corporation. Currently, the outstanding prorated property tax and business tax and related interest up to June 30th, 2023 is $388.31. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White.
Second.
We lost her. Yeah, he said he's driving, so we may have lost him, right? Okay, second by Councillor Loriot.
So we don't have quorum now
Yes, we do.
until,
Until he comes
Yeah,
back on.
we got 4 slot. We got, yeah, we got.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got.
Okay.
We have a long line. So question, I'd like to speak on this just for clarification. So Deputy Mayor, could you chair while
Yep.
I'm,
sure.
how about if I pass you the gavel?
Excited.
Yes, so basically, taxes on the airport corporation are normally written off at the end of the year. We've always in the past, because the Stephenville Airport Corporation is a non-share community group, and it was council's way to help with the operations. No different than Gander. Gander has a write-off of their taxes in the town of Gander at their airport. But the Stephenville Airport, this is only for business and property. They pay their water and sewer taxes. What's good about this is this motion being resolved at this public meeting, it's only being written off until the closing date, which could be any day now, because the money has transferred by the Diamond Group. It's with the lawyers and trust to clear the terms. So any day now, once he takes ownership of the airport, our taxes start accruing. So for example, it's the 29th of June today. Let's say the 4th of July, the transfer and the closing date happens. We will then now start accumulating taxes on the airport that the Diamond Group will owe the town of Stephenville, because up till now, we have been getting no business and property tax. But once it becomes privately owned, we will start getting business and property tax. So this is something that normally happens at the end of the year, but because the sale of the airport is happening, which is good news, that we may only have to write off taxes for 6 months of this year, because we're going to accrue taxes for the final 6 months of this fiscal year. And that's good news for taxpayers in this town.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm going to speak to this for a second. I don't have a lot to say.
Yeah.
My position has been the same for months.
You might want to speak up a little bit, because
I certainly support the sale of the airport. And the question that has to come with supporting the sale of the airport is at what cost? And when I look at this, and I know everything I'm going to say is a debatable point, when I look at what this is, it's good news. The airport is going to be sold. It's a non-profit group selling off to a for-profit group for it that's said to be worth billions of dollars. But with that, as the airport transfers, everyone else that the airport owes money to gets paid. The only people that aren't getting paid are the residents who kept it open since 1989. Yes, we're getting water and sewer. Yes, we'll get any residual on whatever else they owe us. But we are a town that's had to make a lot of tough decisions. We've had to make a lot of tough decisions this year and say no to things that we would said yes to. 300,000 go a long way to writing a new chapter, to going towards our debt, to going to community groups. So for that reason, I can't in good conscience say yes tonight. And I mean, I'm fully supportive of the airport selling, but at some point it got to come at what cost are we in fully support of it, and it's not at all cost. So that's my piece on that, and I respect everyone's vote, respect everyone's opinion, but that's what I have to say on that.
any question? No other question? I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Contraband.
Aye.
Before. Tristan, can you hear us? Councillor Tristan Mullen. He may be in the dead zone where he's driving between Farmville and Stephenville.
Second, Tracy.
Kristen, can you hear?
Can we do the calls?
Then have to smell.
Phones too.
Can I put you on speaker? Because I think that may need your vote. Hello, can you hear? Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, so we still got a quorum.
What about Tracy?
Tracy's not on, right?
Yes.
So-
Okay,
Yeah, we've got
So
four,
we have a quorum of 5,
okay, yeah.
okay, four,
and we have 4
four,
for
and one against.
and 1 against for the public record. And could we make note that we lost, or do we have to make a note that we lost Councillor Tristan Mullen for connectivity? No,
My question is, if he's in the meeting and he's not voting, he shouldn't join that.
he shouldn't come back into the meeting. Okay. So can you text him then? Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so motion carried. We only need 5 for the quorum for the meeting to take place on a financial item. But 4, it would be, it's not an expenditure, it's writing out the tax too.
Yeah, it's the majority of council right now tax.
So we need 5 votes or 5 for? 5 like positive,
I think.
because we got 5, don't we?
Rules and
1, 2,
procedures.
3, 4, and Laura, it's 5, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
So we got our quorum,
we got a quorum.
so vote
The
should,
vote pass.
yeah,
We got a
pass,
quorum.
right?
We have to have 5.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so, okay, I got the chair back and I'm going to turn it back to our chair of finance, Councilor Meyer White, for item number 3.
Adoption of the tax recovery plan. Be it resolved to approve the tax recovery plan for the year ended December 31st, 2022. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Meyer White, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councilor Tristan Mullen, sorry, let me tell it. Tristan's not here. I'm wondering, can we get just a brief overview, Mr. Manager, on the tax recovery plan? Just,
No, it was just a requirement of the municipal affairs that we complete.
Okay, it's just a standard
So it's a
thing, okay.
standard form that we have to complete.
yeah. Okay, just a standard municipal act or municipal affairs requirement.
And it was basically to fill in the certain things that we had, fields that we had to fill in.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item number 4, Canada Community Building Fund application. Be it resolved to submit a capital investment plan application to the Canada Community Building Fund Secretariat, Department of Municipal and Provincial Affairs, in the amount of $130,625, HST not included, to purchase SCADA radios for the communication system to monitor the town water wells. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Meyer White, seconder.
Second,
Second, maybe just speak quickly on that. This is part of our capital investment towards upgrading our water system. There's been some great work done by management and our contractors. I guess we hit a tipping point with some of our infrastructure, like a home. After 20 years, you got to replace the shingles, and we had to require some maintenance. But because we're pushing through and completing the maintenance, we're also looking at the expansion with additional wells, which will give us an excess capacity in the event we start growing as a municipality, which that's the plan. But when you have deep aquifers, it's not like you got a pond and you can watch the levels, or you got your water tanks in the air. much easier to monitor. But because we have multiple wells, 10 wells going to 12 wells, this electronic communication system will give us more technology, more advanced technology. So we'll be able to monitor our flow rates, our water levels, and it'll be much more efficient for management. So on that note, all in favor?
Aye.
And just one last little thing before I call for a vote. This fund is a fund that sits in St. John's, and it's 100%. So as taxpayers, we don't have to spend a penny on this. This comes from a gas tax fund of $1 million in St. John's that we draw on for, it has to meet certain criteria like paving roads, water. I believe we use it for the dome for an upgrade and to the plant and mechanical system. So there's certain things, requirements are met, but it's not something that we have to pay. If it's a municipal capital works project, under our ratio as the size of our community, if it's $1 million project, we got to pay 200,000. The province and the feds pays 800,000. So just for clarity. Okay. Is that it, Madam Chair?
It is.
Nothing late for finance club? Nope. Okay. Okay, I'm going to turn it over because our chair of planning is joining us electronically, I believe from St. John's, Laura. Councilor Ilworth?
That's right.
Okay. And you're missing home?
I am.
I can tell. I can tell.
No,
Why would-
I'm not really missing home. I haven't been away for a long, long time. So I'm not one of those, that goes every other month. So it's nice to be in here to visit family and friends.
Yeah, well, you know what they say, let's say it again, West Coast, best coast, I'm just saying.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, let's turn it over to our Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow to chair the Planning and Traffic Committee reports 5.2. Take it away.
Okay, thank you. So the Planning Traffic Committee met on June 27th, 2023, and the following items were recommended for approval. The first item is 6 Bayside Drive. Bayside Renovations are requesting approval to issue a permit to operate a home-based office for a construction business out of the residence located at 6 Bayside Drive. I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow, seconder.
Second.
Second by Councilor Myra White, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
B is 16 to 26 Prince Rupert Drive. That's Eddie's Taxi and Bus Service, requesting approval to issue a permit to consolidate properties 123 West with 16 to 25 Prince Rupert Drive and erect a fence around the perimeter as demonstrated in plot plan on the property to be called 1626 Prince Rupert Drive. Approval is with the condition the town will require access to municipal infrastructure located on the property if required. I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councilor Lenny Keller, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Uh,
Just one thing I want to say, I was thinking when you were reading Eddie's Taxi and Bus Service. Long-standing business in this town,
oh, yeah.
I think 70 years.
For sure.
And I remember, because I'm older than you, Susan, they had the little taxi stand by the lights on Queen and Main.
Yeah.
And in the days when the American service personnel were coming off of that base and heading downtown Main Street,
Yeah.
that taxi stand was a busy spot, let me tell you. But there are plans to have a work camp in Stephenville up to 600 people. Can you imagine how much traffic after their 12-hour shift heading downtown to get a pizza or a game of pool or a beer?
Yeah.
It's going to get busy again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, next is 19 Oregon Drive, Acadian Hotel Incorporated. Requesting approval to issue a permit to remove existing steps and construct a concrete ramp to front entrance of hotel. Replace the siding on a building and install concrete walkway on the property located at 19 Oregon Drive. I so move.
Moved by
Second.
Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow, second
Second.
by Councilor Laura Elward, all in favor?
Aye.
3 years.
For LP.
When I said, let's go, let's go, the line, Laura.
Second.
Yeah, you're ready.
Thanks, Laura,
Yeah.
Laura.
My dear, I didn't know what was going on. We were echoing all over the place.
Okay,
Go ahead, Ms. Deputy Mayor.
all right. D is 241 Carolina Avenue. Salt Life Marine and Industrial Supplies requesting approval to issue a permit to consolidate 241 Carolina Avenue and 245 Carolina Avenue into one parcel to be called 221-2.
Correct, 241.
241-245 Carolina Avenue. I so move. Thank you, Colin.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councilor Lenny Tiller, all in favor?
Aye.
And carried.
E is 30 Main Street, 28 Main Street Limited, requesting approval to issue a permit to repair existing gate and fence to accommodate area for parked buses on the property located at 30 Main Street. I so move.
Okay. That's two
Second,
commercial lots, I take it. It's 30 and 28 Main Street.
Yes, I
Okay.
think.
Okay,
I'm
moved by
saying
Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow, seconder.
second,
Second, Councilor Laura Ilbert, all in favor?
aye.
Motion carried.
F is 149, 151 Main Street, Easy Home, requesting approval to issue a permit to alter retail space and build 2 offices as per drawings that were submitted on the property located at 149-151 Main Street. I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow, seconder.
Second.
Second by Councilor Mara White, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next, we have 145 New Mexico Drive, requesting approval to issue a permit to repair porch overhang and replace and extend front patio 6 foot by 7 foot on the property located at 145 New Mexico Drive. I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councilor Lenny Tiller, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next is 89 Gallant Street, Newfoundland Power, requesting approval to issue a permit to demolish a section of the building and complete renovations to the existing structure and pave section of the driveway on the property located at 89 Gallant Gallant Street, Stephenville. I so move.
Moved by Deputy
Second.
Mayor Fallow, seconder by
Second.
Councilor Taylor. I just want to say, we had, wrote to Newfoundland Power, and I believe our CAO has spoken to them and talked about that building. And it's so nice to see the permit finally getting done. There's a couple of buildings in town, that are eyesores. And, I gotta say, Main Street, when we took over on council, had, Stagg did a wonderful job renovating their property. Ian Stokes with his property. Now we're getting this one, but there's still others in town and they know who they are. So they'll be getting a letter from the town asking them at their earliest convenience, could they repair their properties? Because it's the right thing to do. Just saying. Okay, is that it for planning?
No.
No,
Oh, sorry about that, Deputy Mayor.
Did we vote on this one?
did we vote on that?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I
Did
didn't
we
think
vote?
we did.
Let's do it again.
Okay, I know we had a motion and a seconder, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carried,
Okay.
just in case,
Yeah.
double tap.
Right on the night. 144 Main Street, Canada Post Corporation, requesting approval to issue a permit to repair the sidewalk area at the front of building located at 144 Main Street. I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow, seconder.
I second.
Second, Councilor Myra White, all in favor?
Can I ask the question?
Yes.
I'm in favor of this, but one of the number of questions I get asked is the work will be completed and then we pass the permit in a public meeting and then people phone me. I don't know what to tell them. So can we explain to the public why that happens?
Yeah, so basically management, when permits come in.
Yeah.
And they meet all of our regulations, everything is smack on, no issues. Because in the summertime, we could be 3 weeks before they
Right.
meet. So what happens is management in the past, through councils in the past, have agreed that if all regulations are met, there's no issues and it meets our regulations, they have to go to Government Service Center. They proceed and then after the fact it comes in.
Okay,
Now, if something is of necessity, that there's anomalies with it, management will then sometimes ask council to hold a special meeting, or the last thing I ever want is them to delay a business person from moving forward. So I'd rather call a special meeting to get it dealt with
yes, okay,
than somebody having to wait 3 extra weeks, because as you all know, our construction season is pretty short.
yeah,
So I think that.
Yes,
Makes sense.
In this case, this was a leak, you know, that they had to dig up that whole thing.
oh, okay,
So that is following on, so they're repairing it, and the fact is that it's a safety issue.
yes,
So that's the issue as well.
okay, I'm all for it, I just was always.
So it wasn't just they decided they were gonna fix it, they had to go dig out and fix a very significant leak, and then now they're
Okay.
replacing it.
Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
I tried that again just in case.
Gotcha.
Okay, and 78 West Street, St. Stephen. Requesting approval to issue a permit to alter a wheelchair ramp on the property located at 78 West Street.
The Roman Catholic Church.
Okay,
Okay, St. Stephen.
that's St.
St.
Stephen.
Stephen's Parish.
All right, I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Susan Vallow, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councilor Lori Over. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
And there is one late item. Requesting, so it's an RFP for 263 Carolina Avenue. Requesting approval to issue an RFP for 263 Carolina Avenue. I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Susan Vallow, seconder. Second, Councilor Lenny Tiller. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. So that's our late item number.
Yes, it is.
K, item number K. Okay, so no bylaws or regulations for today. Any unfinished business? Any new business?
I would, suppose I'm allowed to do this. My grandfather turned 89 yesterday.
Oh.
So I'd like to wish Charlie Tiller a very happy belated birthday. He had a wonderful day. He says he don't know how many he's got left, so I had to say it tonight. He's probably not watching because he can't figure out how to get on, but that's okay. But he turned 89 yesterday and he still splits up wood, so.
Well,
Excellent.
that's my kind of man.
I saw him,
As a man is man, as they say.
I saw him on, I guess you somebody posted on Facebook,
Yeah,
but he certainly doesn't
Oh,
look
he don't.
80.
He's 9 years old, it's great, you know,
Absolutely.
he's heading towards 90 now, so.
yeah.
Congratulations to your grandfather, Lenny.
Thank you, Councilor.
I got a couple things, I'll leave mine for the end. Anything, Deputy Mayor Susan Brown?
I just want to speak, well, certainly one I'd like to speak to is an article, an interview that appeared as a CBC article yesterday, I think, and then probably was on the news as well, and had the title that that town, get the title now, something about the town refuses or doesn't support community groups because of the airport or something like that. But and it suggested quite clearly, or left the impression for sure, through an interview with Trevor Stagg as well, that suggested that the town didn't support the Pride Committee. And with their request for $4,000 for their activities. But the impression that it left, I think, was that we didn't support the Pride Committee and that we had chosen one thing over the other, which I want to be very clear that that is not what happened. That we have monies earmarked for different things in our budget. And in our budget, part of what we do is put out a call for community grants. They applied for a community grant, but weren't successful because they didn't meet the criteria of the grant, not because we don't support the Pride Committee or the Pride movement or anything else. Town of Stephenville has been a supporter of Pride since, I guess, since the Pride Committee formed. We've been in support of all groups in our community who seek to provide a voice for anybody who's been marginalized or underrepresented. And the Pride Committee is not unlike any of those. We've, I think, not only talked the talk with the Pride Committee, but we've walked the walk. You'll notice our crosswalks show the Pride colors. We've always been involved in their proclamations. We've raised the flag. We've got the flag. We have council members who are part of the LGBT community. So to suggest that we don't support that community was very, very disappointing for me. And I want to clear that up for anyone who's listening or citizens who may think that we don't support things. We've had some good discussions with the Pride Committee. I had a discussion with some Pride members because I thought it was interesting. I was under the misperception that Mr. Stagg spoke on behalf of the Pride Committee, and I think that's the way it was written. I thought that was not a great plan for a committee to use a cisgendered white man, heterosexual man, to be their spokesperson, but I've discovered that in fact that's not what it was. He spoke on his own behalf, but as we know, media can take things and spin it to whatever angle they want to spin it. So as a matter of fact, I think from the discussions I had with the Pride Committee, from a statement that they sent in for that interview that wasn't used, that if we actually took the parts of those interviews with the mayor and with Mr. Stagg and with the release that the Pride Committee sent in, if we took and cut and used the pieces that were cut out and pasted them together, we'd have a very different story. And so I think that's very disappointing, because I think the story should be a story of support and a story of inclusion. And I think that's what this town stands for, and it's certainly what we as a council stand for. So I want to be very clear on that, in case people have the misperception that we aren't in support of those people who have been denied a voice at some point, because that's not what we stand for.
Well, Deputy Mayor Fowler, I totally agree with what you said, but to go on the subject of Mr. Stagg, he also made a comment about no friendly invasion this year, but lots of money for the mayor's TV show. Now, it wasn't the mayor's TV show. When you have the station like PBS, American radio station, coming into your little town, and you bring in the mayor and her chief of police, and you bring in all kinds of other people, not only for economic reasons, but also for the people in the community to enjoy. And it will be aired in the fall. And it was a great event. And I think we should be proud of what was done and the support that the community, the town of Stephenville, gave to all these people from South Carolina. And as we're a former American base, and many of our citizens got passed on and living, made good salaries when the Americans were here, and reaped the benefits of their hiring Newfoundlanders when they came here in the 1940s. So I really took offense to the fact that he said it was the mayor's TV show. Now, come on. Anyway, I think that to me, it was a wonderful event, and you had our own Amy House was sponsoring the Newfoundland Arts Entertainment here, and arts and culture was filled with people. It's amazing. I'm amazed. I just can't believe that somebody would be so negative.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll probably just weigh in. And, first of all, Deputy Mayor Susan Fowler, thank you for your overview. And Councillor Aylward, you're absolutely right. We are a big supporter of Pride. We are, I will go on record to probably say, the most inclusive community in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. And that's because of great leadership of this council and councils before us. But we're in public office. And we're always under the scrutiny of the public. And that's fine. You know, we sit tall in the saddle, as in what the Western books can tell you. And I sit pretty tall in my saddle as the mayor representing this council. I get to communicate the wishes, the desires of this council as your spokesperson. That's my role. When I'm not here as the deputy mayor, if the deputy mayor is not in place, a council will be reassigned. But we have a large responsibility, and we have a lot of core responsibilities that are in a $10 million budget: snow clearing, water, recreation, you name it, the core responsibilities. But because we believe in our community and our community groups and our not-for-profit groups, we also established a community fund. And that has ranged from $300,000 to $500,000 a year. Now, on a $9 million to $10 million budget, that's a significant amount. And if you were to go through our records and see how many community groups that we have supported, it's unbelievable. And those volunteers and community groups deserved every dollar they received. But we came up with a new mechanism. We decided, let's have a little bit more openness and transparency. Management developed a call, an expression of interest to all of our community groups, because there's some community groups probably didn't realize that we had this grant proposal. But some of the criteria was, you know, formal quotes had to be included. They had to be registered as a nonprofit. It came to council, we approved, and there's a few that didn't get approved because they didn't meet the criteria. So what they didn't meet gives them time to reflect on what their association don't have. And that basically we're doing another call in October. We're going to do 2 calls per year for community groups, nonprofits who want to receive funding from the town of Stephenville. This is their town. This is our town. We're just elected by the people for 4 years. We're the decision matrix. We make the decisions. There's some people out there who may not like our decisions. Well, the only advice I can give you is this: put your name on the ballot and run the next time for a municipal election. And then you can make decisions. But we are doing the right thing. And now, the reason why we decided to do 2 different time points for the expression of interest is because some groups may not be active in the spring going into the summer, because they could be a winter activity, could be a curling club, a ski club, and so forth. And it gives them an opportunity that we actually have touch points to all of our community groups. So I just want to clearly say that we are steadfast, we are focused, we are doing the right thing. We got a great community, we got a great council, great management team, and we're going to continue to provide the residents of Stephenville with stellar performance. Any other questions on that file?
Actually, I'm very disappointed with a man who's in high state into this town to come out and actually say those things about this council, who has been working very hard and diligently with the town to make the best decisions for them. And so when someone speaks out, they should have their information proper, and it should be right, you know, the things that they're saying.
Thank you very much for that, Councilor Meyerly. The other thing I want to bring up is I'm going to talk about our wonderful 4-day event weekend. And this has been in the works for well over a year. We had an opportunity as a municipality to be twinned with Lake City, South Carolina. Why was Stephenville selected? That's probably the question people are asking. Well, it's because we were a former U.S. Air Force base. It's because the influence of the American Air Base and possibly the big USO shows really actually was a catalyst for a lot of our arts and culture, especially around the musical side and musicians and so forth. We're steeped in arts and culture with our indigenous and our French. And some of that culture, I'm sure, went to some places in the US as American war brides married American servicemen and went into the 52 US states. But this is the first time PBS has ever filmed in Newfoundland and Labrador, and it happened in Stephenville, Newfoundland. The total cost of this project is about $1 million. So production teams from South Carolina came up. The mayor, as Councilor Oriole said, the mayor of Lake City, the head of Artsfield, which is a big arts event that takes place in South Carolina, they came up. So what we decided to do as a community is capitalize on all of this activity. So when Arts and L, Newfoundland, heard about PBS coming to Stephenville, which was a big event, a big film production here, they decided, let's bring Arts and L's awards and banquet to Stephenville. And Councilor Aylward mentioned the economics. Well, the hotels were full all week. Rizzoli's Inn, the Dreamcatcher, the Acadian, the Days Inn. There was activity. So myself and Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow, and along with Mike Ratter and our economic development, we decided to bring in our cultural groups. So we brought the Stephenville Theater Festival, we brought the Bay St. George Artists Association, we brought Nomad Stages in. And in South Carolina, they have an event, and this year it was for 11 days because it was their 11th anniversary. And they call it Art Fields. So we brainstormed at a meeting, and I think within 60 minutes, we had a name of this annual event that we will move forward with, and it's called Art Fest Stephenville. Our goal is to do collaboration with outside communities to bring in some French culture, maybe to bring the Scottish culture out of the Cadre Valley, expand this, because art is economics. And it was a big win for Stephenville. We had an author who was here that said, I've been looking at a place to retire in Newfoundland, and this weekend made up my mind. I'm moving to Stephenville. We had people from South Carolina that met with realtors because they want to invest in Stephenville. PBS National Program Director said that this may reach 60 to 70% of the PBS network, which is very significant. If we decided next year to put $1 million in marketing Stephenville, it would pale in the comparison of what this PBS 2-hour program is going to do for not just Stephenville, but Newfoundland and Labrador. So I want to say we did the 4-day event. We started off on Thursday because people were in town as early as Monday. So we hosted local entertainment and a comedy act at the Days Inn. Friday, it was the big Arts and L Awards. And I got to say, I was so proud of the residents of Stephenville and the support. There was about 350 to 375 in the audience. It was almost a full house.
Yeah.
When they had it a year ago in St. John's, almost nobody showed up. They didn't know if they were going to continue with it. We helped revive Arts and L and their mandate for the awards show. Then on Saturday, we hosted at the town square a lot of local entertainment, and the people of PBS filmed it. Our dignitaries from Lake City were there. And then Saturday night was the big film production at the airport. So what it was called, it was Towns in Tune was the event. And what they do is they take a place that normally don't have a show like a nightclub or the Legion, and they take it out and they time lapse it. They did the same in Lake City with a marina. And then on Sunday, the final event was the Artist 3 event, where they paired an author, a musician, and an artist. The author, the artist, and the musician had an excerpt of their book, and they had to write a song and create a piece of art based on what they had taken from that excerpt. It was a very successful, well-attended, and here's the great news. Another economics for Stephenville. The proceeds for the event that 250 people were at on Saturday night, 100% of the proceeds went to the Stephenville Emergency Food Bank. They paid between $4,000 and $5,000 off this event. So anybody who can't see the merit, the economics in this, what can I say? So on that note, if there's no other business,
Yeah,
I'll
I got a
call-
couple of things, Mr. Mayor.
go ahead, Councilor Aylward.
I just want to say that I want to congratulate the Search and Rescue Unit in Stephenville under the guidance of Jerry Clark and all the members for all they do since they started. And I believe it was their 40th anniversary last Sunday and open house. And I couldn't make that, but I want to let them know that I certainly was thinking about them at the time. And I certainly will touch base when I get back. Also, the other thing is Canada Day, Saturday. From my recollection, is probably the first one that I've ever that I would be missing in 30 odd years. So I just want to let the taxpayers know that I'm out of town only for that. I certainly would be at the Canada Day event.
Okay, well, thank you very much for that.
Before we forget, there was a big event on Monday night and we didn't mention it.
Yes.
And that was our two Special Olympians. Not going to forget their name. One is,
Oh, right.
and the other one is
Samantha Walsh and Michael
Samantha
Budden.
Walsh.
The persons. Oh, no, Walsh.
No, Michael Budden and
Gold
Samantha
and bronze.
Walsh.
Oh, the bronze.
Shot put in the long jump.
Yep,
Yes, and I'd like to congratulate them to no end because that is
absolutely.
Yeah.
And also congratulations to the digital film
Yes.
students of the
Yes.
College of North Atlantic. They did their intercession project at the Stephenville Cinema on Thursday night, and it was top notch
Yeah.
as usual. It was extremely well attended, and it fit so beautifully into that whole
Yes.
Art Fest Stephenville weekend. So congratulations to those
Yeah,
students as well.
and both Councilor White and myself attended the Y with the motorcade when our two athletes arrived.
Yes.
And they brought home hardware. Imagine going to Berlin and winning a gold medal from Stephenville and a bronze.
It's
Yeah.
like I've never heard so
Amazing.
much applause
Yeah.
that happened at the Y. It was,
Yeah,
people were just overwhelmed and they just couldn't
so you're
stop.
talking world champions, right?
Yeah.
That's great.
We were so proud of them.
So on that note, it is 8:02. I know we started the meeting a little late, but we had a little bit of technical problems. We still have 30 attendees.
Oh,
So I would ask member of council to move to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow, second by Councilor Lenny Tillett. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. Meeting is over. It is
Happy Canada
8:03.
Day.
It is 8:03 and
Thank you.
still probably 25 degrees. And my chime's on the way.